Hello everyone, in this episode of third person series I'm going to show you how to create a widget for your weapon class that shows the name of weapon. And as you can see, this is final result of this tutorial. Alright, for this tutorial I'm going to use this asset pack FPS weapon bundle, which is available for free on Fab and includes lots of weapon meshes, this M4, AK-47 and this Mac-10 gun that you can use for your projects and also for this tutorial. Okay, in previous episode I created this master weapon class, and in this episode I'm going to create a widget for this weapon class. So I right click in content drawer and from user interface section I click on widget blueprint. I click on user widget and I name my widget, for example, weapon underscore widget. Okay, now I open my blueprint widget up, and first I'm going to add a new size box. So here I search for size box and drag and drop it here. I select it and check this width and height. I set this one to 250. Okay, now I search for border and drag and drop it here, and in this I select my border, and in this section in brush color I set a parameter to 0, and finally I add a new text. I search here for text and drag and drop it here. Okay, and I place it in the center. I align it horizontally and vertically to the center. Now I compile and open. I open graph section, and here I create a new variable in type of text, and I name it, for example, weapon name. For example, I name it weapon name because this widget is going to be used for showing the name of weapon. Alright, now after creating this variable, I check instance editable and also expose on spawn, and now I compile again and I go back to designer section. Now I select my text block, and here in this section I search for content. Here I search for content. In content category text, I need to bind this text block to the text variable that I just created. So I click on this icon and I choose weapon name variable. Okay, now I compile and close my widget. Okay, now I open my master weapon class, and here in viewport section I hit this add icon and I add a new widget. Okay, and I name it, for example, weapon widget. Alright, now here I search for class, and in widget class section I search for my weapon widget that I just created, and as you can see I have this widget here, and I also search for a space, and here I set it to a screen. Alright, now I compile, and here as you can see I have an sphere collision, and I named it widget area, and here I select it and I search for on component begin overlap event, and I also add an end overlap event on component end overlap. Okay, here for on component begin overlap event, I drag a node and cast to my character blueprint, in this case bp underscore third person character. I search cast to third person character, and I connect object to other actor, and now here I drag a node and search for create widget. Okay, and here I search for my weapon widget, and here I need an input for my name, so I drag and drop my weapon structure that I created in previous episode, and I drag a node and click on brick weapon extract, and I have all of the I have access to all of the variables of this structure, and now I connect weapon name to this input, and here now I drag my widget and drop it here, and now I search for set widget. Okay, and before that I promote the return value to variable and I name it weapon widget ref. Which is actually a reference to my weapon widget, and I connect it to here and this one to here. And finally I drag a node from my weapon widget component and I search for set visibility, and I check this new visibility. Okay, and here for on end overlap I just drag my weapon widget component and search for set visibility, and here the new visibility should be off. Okay, now I compile and close my master weapon class. Alright, and another thing that I'm going to change is this in this master weapon class is this static mesh, and I'm going to remove it and replace it with skeletal mesh. Here I search for a skeletal mesh and I name it weapon mesh. Alright, and now I compile, and here I have this master assault rifle class which is derived from this master weapon, and in previous episode I created also master pistol class and also, for example, master shotgun, and I'm going to create an AK-47 blueprint from this master assault rifle class. So I right click on this master assault rifle class, and now I click on create child blueprint class, and I create a new blueprint derived from this class and I name it AK-47. Now I open it up, and here as you can see I have weapon structure here that I created in previous episode. I have weapon name variable, I set it to AK-47, and this is the variable that this is the name actually that going to be shown by widget. And also I created an enumeration in previous episode that contains name of different weapons that are going to be created for in this tutorial. For example, here I select AK-47, and for weapon class I choose this AK-47 class. Alright, now I compile and place this AK-47 in the scene, but before that I should add mesh to this class. So here I have this bundle, FPS weapon bundle. From weapon folder I open meshes. Here I have, for example, K47. Alright, I select this skeletal mesh, and here weapon mesh, skeletal mesh component, I click on this arrow icon, and as you can see it will be automatically added to this class, and I rotate it 90 degrees, and now I compile and close, and as you can see this actor is placed in the scene. And if I run the game and get close to this weapon, as you can see the name of the weapon is shown by this widget. Alright, you can also use this method for other type of objects, not only weapons, in any game or project. And if this tutorial was useful for you, please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.